we got to talk about Clipse, the Clipse, one of the best duos in hip hop, in my opinion, of the last 25 years. They've been inactive for about 15 years as a collective. But Pusha T and Malice, I believe they're twin brothers. Am I tripping on that, Q? Are they twins? Or is Malice older? Who's older?
Hell no. Malice is
older?
8 years old. Malice is like 8 years older than him.
I'm tripping, bro.
They look like twins.
Yeah, that's
they
what
look
it
like
is.
twins, and they
right.
they have similar voices, but no, they're not twins.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Anyway, the duo from Virginia, aka Virginia Beach, their longtime collaborator Pharrell. Apparently, they're dropping a new album pretty soon here in a couple weeks. I don't want to date the pod, but they did drop 2 new singles called "So Be It" and also "Ace Trumpets." Pusha T took a bunch of shots at a few folks, Travis Scott, Kanye, the list goes on. But Q, talk to me about the new music, man. Are you excited? You know, are you looking forward to the new album? What's your impression of this new Clipse, comeback? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yellow diamonds look like PP. Dog, like I can't get that line off out of my head. I'm sorry. I cannot.
One of the greatest lines in the 21st century, I might add, but keep going.
You know why everybody as a music fan should be excited about the Clipse, whether you are a hip hop fan or not. If the Clipse are coming out, that means you're getting new beats by the Neptunes or Pharrell in this case. I don't think Chad is a part of this project. So honestly,
wait, hold on. Sorry, he's not a part of the Pusha T literally said Malice literally said there's no more Neptunes. Pharrell is Saturn. He literally said it. Like, it's over.
I didn't. I didn't.
It's
hear
over.
It. I mean, hey, listen. Unless he said it on Dateline, I did not hear it. Okay, so look, if you're first off, as a hip hop fan, in my opinion, the best hip hop albums are the ones that has one producer producing the whole thing. Pusha T and the Clipse have gotten a chance to do that in several different albums. Lord Willing, produced by the Neptunes throughout. Hell Hath No Fury, produced by the Neptunes throughout. Daytona, produced by Kanye West the whole time. And then It's Almost Dry, Pusha T's last album, produced by Kanye West and Pharrell. So when you have that consistency from a production standpoint, that alone should get you excited if you're a hip hop fan. But then at the same time, the Clipse are bringing controversy with them, right? Pusha T has had his falling out with Kanye West, which is honestly, I don't like to see. Some people get on the internet, they like beef and they like falling out. Some falling outs are not the same falling outs. Like Kendrick Lamar and Drake falling out, okay, they fell out, cool. That's not the same as like if Drake were to fall out with J. Cole. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see Pusha T and Kanye West fall out. It seems a little more messy, but they do have that controversy backing them. So the album has controversy.
Right.
And then the rap mechanics are going to be on point. Pusha T, from a rapping standpoint, is easily one of the best rappers I've ever heard in my life. Pusha T, right? From a rapping standpoint, when you talk about the mechanics, he almost mirrors Biggie in a sense with the way he makes his raps like just give off like these images. So from a rapping standpoint, you should be excited about that. And then from a just like heartwarming, these guys are back together, Pusha T and Malice, aka No Malice. Now he's back to Malice again. They're back together. So it's like, from a hip hop fan, I think that's like a check mark for every single thing that you would want from a hip hop album. So, I think I would be shocked and appalled. You know me, I'm not usually shocked and appalled. Usually I'm shocked or appalled. I would be shocked and appalled if this album was bad, man. I'm not going to lie. That's all I'm going to say.
We know.
Be shocked and appalled.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. But you and I know very, very well that it is a long shot. It's actually next to impossible for this album to be bad. Like I'm confident that they don't. First of all, they don't make bad music. So why would this start anytime now? I think we should be asking how good the project will be. Right? Is this going to be a classic? Is this going to be just a standard Clipse album? Which they don't really do, but like, you know, like I'd argue Till the Casket Drop is probably, you know, middle of the pack. You know, it's not their best album collectively, but it's a good album, right? Is it going to be something along those levels? But yo, what I've seen so far from these two guys, man, has been special. And I don't think people are talking enough about the hiatus that Malice went on, because for these guys to be brothers, a tag team, to be doing the duo thing for so long, Malice to take a break in rap for religious reasons and say, yo, the music no longer serves me. I found God. But then 15 years later, after his brother Pusha T, from my understanding, has been kind of like letting him, you know, go through his journey, but still being like, yo, man, bro, whenever you ready, let's do it. And for him to have like the same passion, if not like rapping at like a higher level, arguably, than I probably have ever heard him rap, that says a lot about these two guys. Because years ago, you and I, we argued on this pod, bro. And I'm gonna keep bringing this point up every now and again when it applies, and it's the fact that we understand historically hip hop is a young man's sport. We get it. Young people bring in the trends. That will always be a thing in the world, and I think hip hop is an extension of that. But these guys are pushing 50. These guys, like, let's be clear on this. Like, these guys are pushing 50, and we're excited about, and it's not just us who grew up on these guys. I'm seeing like younger people being like, yo, what is this? Yo, the rapping is immaculate. Like, I think we're in an era right now with rap. And I don't mean like the guys who don't spit. I mean like the guys who truly rap, who are a little bit younger, the Ray Vons, like the Reasons. We're in an era where people are really listening to lyrics. And for these guys to be dropping bars like they did on Ace Trumpets, So Be It. I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. Like, I think the old school is really, really putting a masterclass on. I'm gonna be honest with you on rap. They're putting a masterclass on, bro.
We have to say that, you know, I think people will be interested in artists when you don't miss. When you don't miss, like they have not missed. Which Clipse album has been a miss?
Never.
I think that's what it's all about, right? Like Jay-Z, for instance. If Jay-Z were to come out, Jay-Z's pushing 60, right? Or what? Jay-Z was born 1969. Jay-Z is what? 56?
56?
Yeah, 56. And if Jay-Z were to come out with an album right now, Jay-Z would probably have a good chance of being on TikTok, you know? Because it's Jay-Z. Jay-Z has put out classic albums. Jay-Z has put out classic songs, classic verses. And so, you know, I'm not surprised by that. Yeah. But going back to the controversy thing, I think also Pusha T is relevant. Pusha T has kept himself relevant by engaging in beefs, right? That, you know, involve people that we care about. This is where, you know, the whole part about being in beefs, it sucks because it works. But, you know, it's some of the beefs, like, dude, I did my top 5 Clipse albums, right? Okay. Do you know Lil Wayne was on Lord Willin'? This beef with Pusha T and Lil Wayne spans more than 20 years.
That's a fact.
We're talking about this beef started with what happened to that boy, Baby, and Lil Wayne. Hey, this is a 20-year beef, right? And the beef with Drake started because of that, because of Lil Wayne, right? So, yeah, you know, they have beef with relevant people, and that's kept them relevant.
I agree with you. Couple points I want to mention real quick. Number one, we did not talk about and I hope the album doesn't get overshadowed by this. I don't think it will, but we didn't talk about the Kendrick verse that allegedly, like, is a part of this album that made them switch labels. Like, they were on Def Jam, and because of the whole Drake UMG lawsuit, that made them go to Rock Nation. Like, that's insane. If that is true, which I believe it is, because they confirmed it. So that's one piece. I wonder what the Kendrick verse is going to be, how crazy he's talking. Because remember, in the beef, Kendrick literally said, I don't like the way you talking about Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yo, yo, come on, man. Like, we got to remember that part. So I think this guy teaming up with Drake's arch nemesis who destroyed him on Story of Adidon. This is going to be a little bit of a crazy song, I believe. I'm anticipating. So,
well, you know, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something real quick. This is probably a sidebar.
Sure.
You know what? I've loved the success of Kendrick Lamar after the Drake beef. Yeah. But the one thing I do hate is that now we think everything he says is a Drake diss. You cannot listen to a Kendrick Lamar song that's come out that's new where you're not looking for a Drake diss. You be like, oh, over here talking that trash. You're like, oh, you talking about Drake right there. He talking about Drake. So, but anyway, people are going to listen to that verse and say, oh, he's dissing Drake. Maybe he's not. Guys, rappers just diss everything. They just
talk trash, right? They just talk trash, don't they? Come on.
I was a young kid, and I would listen to hip hop music, and I would listen. I'm like, why are they cussing me out? You suck. You don't got as much money as me.
Right.
Why? I'm the listener. Why are you cussing me out? So, I just hope. I mean, to your point, I just hope that this album doesn't get overshadowed by that. Yeah. I hope people don't listen to the album looking for Lil Wayne disses. I hope
not. I really hope not.
You know what I mean? Looking for Kanye
really
disses.
hope not, man. Like,
I hope they just really appreciate the art.
And I think people are appreciating the art, and I hope it stays there, because I'm telling you, I've been watching the reception, man. People are loving what they talking about, man. And look, I do want to bring one side note if we have time. I got one short question for you. I hope this gives a short answer. Do you think Pusha T is corny for the way he brings in people's name into the album rollout? Yes or no? I just want to know. Do you think that's whack?
No, he's not. It's not corny, but it's not. So it's not something I would do personally. And the reason I say that is because, like, Pusha T, he did it 3 times, right? He brought up Kanye West. No, actually, I think he brought up Drake first. Well, this is in order of the interview leaks that I saw. Okay. So the first one was Drake, and he said something about, like, Drake, he called for lawyers after Not Like Us came out, right? He mentioned that point. And then he brought up Kanye West. He said Kanye West is not a man. So I'm like, okay, cool. But then now to bring up Travis Scott, I'm like, man, okay, it's like, it's cool to tell your truths, and it's cool to, pretty much, give your whole opinion on the fallouts. But, I think 3 times is a bit too much, you know what I mean? And it's 3 mega rappers. I respect your opinion, brother.
I would be remiss.
But I don't think he's corny. I think he's beyond corny. You know what I mean?
Listen, I personally don't have a problem with it. I think he's a man at the end of the day. He has a problem with another man, and he's voicing it. It's really that simple, right? And yeah, he might be making $1 out of it and making it content, but who cares? Like, if what he said about Travis Scott is true.
That was sucker. That was a sucker move by
Travis Scott is a sucker, and I think it.
But it's like
it behooves someone to voice it. Like, I'm not mad.
But we don't need to hear that when you're dropped the song. I'd rather you say that a couple months ago, like when it happened. You know what I mean? But like when we hear the song and you say it in the song and then you explain the story, it kind of feels like you were trying to, be shady.
You're using it for content. Like, if anything, you're using it for content.
Listen to the full episode, link below.